Come on down, friends. We'll start out on the floor. So stretch out in all directions. Close your eyes. Spread yourself out flat on the floor and just start to melt all of your effort into the earth. Allow your breath to be so huge. And give yourself time to transition and come down from just a day of living. With each breath, allow yourself to feel a little farther away from all of your roles and responsibilities, just taking a little time to be. As you focus your awareness on breathing deeply and just sensing the moment as it occurs with all of your senses, hopefully you can allow yourself to be more present right now. If you notice your mind coming in with past and future and what's next and who you are, all of that things the mind brings to your attention, allow that to be so. That's okay that the mind does that. And you can bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice every little thing about how your body feels. Continue to find this huge breath and this intense awareness of what's going on right now, even little sounds around you, kind of rooting you to this moment. Okay, what a great luxury that we can do that. And we'll start to just move a little bit, friends. So your legs are nice and long and kind of flopped with your feet flopped open to the ceiling. And maybe you could put a little tuck in your chin so that your neck feels extra long on all sides, okay? As if you wanted to keep all creases out of your neck. And then keeping the neck long, shoulders are moving away from the ears, of course, so that they're more down behind your ribs. Start to make snow angel arms, just like you would make snow angels. Palms facing up, a slight bend in your elbows so that the elbow never locks out. And let's take a few snow angel arms. So think of always facing the palm up and feeling open in the armpit and the chest. And you can think of inhaling up as you inflate your chest. And exhaling to bring your hands down by your hips. Continue to move. Make it really slow if you like. Allow some nice heat to build in your shoulders and your back. Big spaciousness across your chest. Let's do it 3 more times, okay? Maybe for a little extra openness in your chest, you slightly hover your hands so that they just scrape the floor with your fingertips. 2 more. Last one, okay? As you reach up overhead, hold there and take a little time to stretch, reaching out through your fingers and then even reaching your toes very far away from your fingers. As you just enjoy this stretch, maybe start to activate your core by drawing your belly button down toward the ground. It's almost like you'll feel your tailbone point a little bit more at your toes when you do that. And you might feel your glutes engaged too, all right? That's fine. But feel a sense of safety around the low back as all of your belly muscles contract inward to protect it. As we start to move. So strong belly, inhale here, reach out nice and long through your hands and your feet. And with your exhale, bring your knees into your chest, bring your hands to your shins, and pull your forehead and your knees toward each other, just as close as you want to go, okay? And we'll do that a few more times. Keeping your belly strong. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl into a tiny ball. Now move and breathe with me. We'll take a few more rounds like this. Feel free to take it at your own pace, but it's nice and slow. And you use your inhales to inflate and lengthen. And you use your exhales to contract and strengthen. Challenge yourself perhaps by moving the knees and the nose closer. We'll do it 3 more times. Two more. Let's do it 1 more time and hold, okay? Pull your forehead into your knees and hold right there. Breathe. We're going to hold. I'm going to tell you why we're doing this. As you hold here, continuing to breathe, your belly muscles are strengthening in towards your spine. Your core is super activated. This is giving your low back a fantastic release. 1 more big breath in. And exhale to roll yourself out. Think of uncurling your spine onto the floor. From here, friends, drop your cactus arms on the floor so you can palm up, bent elbow, goalpost your arms, and get a little tuck of the shoulder blades underneath you. And we'll start to hover the legs on one side and then the other. So just bring in a gentle twisting here to your back. After activating your core, you might feel some adjustments, some pops, and that's okay. Start to look away from your knees as you drop them and exhale, deepening that twist if you like. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. A few more times on each side, okay? Finding that you can continue to press your arms against the floor and open up that chest. Okay, next time you drop your knees out to the right, let's pause there and just let them fall. Maybe you scoot your hips a little further over to the left so that the knees fall more easily. So that's a little trick to help your twist feel more natural. And then we're going to look to the left. So look on to the left. And let's take some time to breathe here. Just allowing gravity to pull you down. As you breathe, think about trying to lift your chest up off of the floor, okay? Even while you're pressing down with your arms. So you're thinking of creating a lot of extra space behind your rib cage here. 3 more long, slow breaths. Big chest on the inhale. Strong belly on the exhale. 2 more. Make this last one really slow. All right, as you're ready, let's bring the knees through center and we're just gonna try the other side. So drop the knees to the left. Maybe pick your hips up and move them a little bit to the right, okay? And start to settle into your twist. Okay, take the little fidgets that you need. Ideally, you want your spine to be long. So sometimes it's nice to actually pick your shoulders up and move them away from your hips and then set the shoulder blades down. So you kind of feel out how your twist needs to be. Just enjoy it. Close your eyes. Feel that great twisted feeling all the way up your spine. On the inhale, you're inflating your chest upward and open. Your chest is so big and broad. And on your exhales, you're pulling your belly button inward, strengthening that low back protector. Three more long, slow ones. You can use your arms to gently resist the floor here, helping to lift your chest. Two more. Last one. And start to draw your legs back inward. Go ahead and drop your feet on the floor by your hips here. Just take a few windshield wipers, just rolling out the hips on the floor. Notice how your lower body feels, how your shoulders and chest feel. A lot of nice twisting. Helps to recalibrate your spine and your ribs. Okay. All right, friends, next time your knees are pointing up, let's pause it here, okay? And then send the right knee in. Start to squeeze that knee in toward the chest. So remember, your options for a sensitive knee are you can take your hands behind the knee and maybe just hug it in a little bit or not a little bit, okay? So always feel free to back off on that knee if it's too much. But if you can, and if it feels okay, grab the shin. And either way, you're starting to move that knee towards your heart. And so take some time here, just gently hugging that knee inward. And you might feel a lot of sensation in your right hip on the outside or the inside. Think about grounding your shoulder blades here, lifting your chest still. Continue to pull the right knee in towards your heart. From here, you can start to play around. It's probably softened a little bit in the hip. And so you can start to play with adding some resistance, as if your right knee wanted to press your hands away as your hands pulled it in. So play around with that. Sometimes just a little bit is all you really need, and any more is overkill. So just a little bit of resistance maybe goes a long way. And then maybe you find a really nice sense of release in the hip. Okay, you've got some nice resistance there. And you can start to wiggle the knee back and forth, like to the right, wiggle it a little as you resist, to the left, wiggle it as you resist. And hopefully getting some nice right hip release and massage. We hold a lot of stuff in our hips, my friends. So don't be surprised if you feel warmth and emotion as you move your sensitive, complicated hip joint. Okay, releasing your grip on your knee, go ahead and expand the right leg outward away from you, taking your hands to the back of the thigh if they weren't, and then ground your shoulder blades. Again, lift your heart up toward the ceiling. So we're going to start to extend the right heel up to the ceiling, flexing the right ankle so that there's a really nice stretch along the back of the right calf. And you'll also feel this in your right hamstring. Okay, the more you extend the knee, the more you'll feel it in the hamstring. The more you flex the ankle, the more you'll feel it in your calf. And so find where you want to be with that, and then you'll start to flex the knee, pulling it in with the foot and away with the foot. Pull it in and pull it away. And the whole time you're doing this, you're holding your right thigh into your chest. So your arms are actively pulling the right knee to you. Now remember, a little bit of strength goes a long way. Hopefully you can feel the back of the right leg releasing in a pleasant way, as the front of the right leg does a little bit of pleasant work. The kneecap of the right knee moving in towards your right hip. So press up and hold now. We'll hold right here and we'll just enjoy it. Pushing through that right heel. Maybe it would feel a little bit nice if as you push through the heel, keeping that right hip on the floor, what if you move the right knee a little bit to the left? Okay, getting into that right IT band, outer hip, glute. Try that for a few breaths. Extend the knee, press through the heel. Maybe pull it closer to your heart. One more breath here. And then let that go. Whew. Extend that right leg and maybe shake it out a little bit. And then we'll bring that right knee bent again. Rest the right foot next to the left. And we'll switch sides to the other side now. So left knee in towards your chest. And start to hug it in. Remember to ground your back body and lift your heart, and that makes it a little easier, doesn't it, when you activate just a little bit. Breathing here, we'll take some time. Just enjoying this really nice opening for your hip and your low back. It's fascinating here to notice differences between the two sides of your body. Okay, maybe you noticed that the right hip felt completely different than the left. Maybe it was the same, but it's good to notice that stuff day to day. Now that the left hip may have softened up a little bit, you can start to put some resistance into your hands. So push the knee against your hands. As you push the knee out, the hands pull it back in. And so you're working with an eccentric contraction here. And this is our number one most effective and healthy way to lengthen a muscle. Okay, once you find maybe the right amount of release in the hip, as you activate the leg against your hands, start to waggle the knee side to side. Keeping a bit of gentle resistance all the time helps to release in all the right places, along the outer right hip, inner right hip, left. We're in the left hip now. And then release this left leg. Let it expand out away from you. Take your hands to the back of the thigh. And then again, ground your shoulder blades and lift your heart. So your body is resisting gravity here. And then we'll start to hug the knee inward to just the right amount, okay? Press out through the heel to just the right amount and pull those toes back towards you. So you have several different things happening. You have a stretch along the back of the leg, strength along the front. Okay, once you've fine-tuned all of that, you're going to start bending and extending the knee. Keep that hug in with your knee. So great opening for that left hamstring and calf. Enjoy that. Enjoy the pleasant strengthening of the front of the leg. And we know that as we strengthen one muscle on the top of a joint, we allow the muscles on the other side of the joint to release and relax. So push out and hold here. Hold and breathe. We're going to extend the knee just to where you want it. Pull it in just the right amount and push through that heel. And then maybe keeping that left hip grounded, you move the left knee a little to the right, opening into that IT band, outer hip. Hold and breathe. One more breath here. And then release that leg. Okay, we're gonna shake it out on the floor after having the hip flexed for so long. And then from here, you can bend your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Gonna maybe interlace your fingers, maybe grabbing each knee, but think of pulling both knees inward and just give a little rocking around on the floor here. Close your eyes and just massage your low back out for a few breaths. Maybe you separate your knees really wide and do some knee circles. Okay, one knee in each hand. You can kind of roll the hips open to the ceiling, kind of massaging out all that hip tissue. And rewind that. All right, friends, as you're ready, tuck your hands behind your knees. Then we're gonna rock and roll a few times. Rock it up. Okay, you can balance on your tippy toes or just your hips and roll it down. Rock it up and roll it down. And take just a few more. Nice little back massage on the floor for you. It should feel great rolling all the way across the back of your body. And the next time you roll up, let's pause there. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. You can put your feet down in front of you, point your knees over to one side. Okay, and then see if you could come all the way through to just a really comfortable seat. So find maybe your shins are crossed. Okay, you can put your feet close to your knees. And then sit up nice and tall. I like to imagine that there's equal rooting in each sitting bone. Okay, so sitting bones are heavy. Close your eyes here and just be for a moment. Feeling your spine reaching up tall toward the ceiling. With each breath, allow your shoulder blades to drop down and your sternum to lift. So feeling big expansion in your chest. Put a little tuck in your chin here and maybe a little pull back in your belly button. just to give your spine a little extra neutral feeling. And from here, friends, we'll start to twist. So I want you to keep your eyes closed, maybe just enjoy a really long spine feeling, rooting down through your bones, okay? With your inhale, sweep your arms up overhead so your shoulders go down, right, as your hands go up. Keep the neck long. With your exhale, twist to the left, looking over that left shoulder. You can tap your fingers in front of you with your right hand, behind you with your left, and inhale back to center. Exhale to the right, looking over that right shoulder. And inhale back to center. And let's take it a few more times, side to side like that. Just enjoy twisting. Think the top of your head is connected to the ceiling by a very beautiful string. Always lifting up out of your low back. Let's do a few more times on either side. Really tune into that sensation of revolving your rib cage around the column of your spine. And next time you twist out to the left, let's hold there and breathe. Just enjoy it. Now you can keep this twist very gentle, okay, with a more limited range of motion, or you can increase the range of motion by taking the right hand to the outer left knee and gently pressing on it. You can look over the left shoulder. Big breaths into your rib cage. Lifting your spine with each inhale. Ground in your hips on the exhale. 3 more breaths here. Big chest inhale. Strong belly exhale. 2 more, chest. Belly. Last one. All right, coming back through center with your inhale, reach up. Exhaling to the right now. Look over to the right and pause. Let's enjoy this side for a little while. So remember, your longest spine is what we want. And you can deepen it with the left hand on the right knee. Inhale, long spine, big chest. Exhale, strong belly, heavy hips. 3 more. Last one. And now bring it back to center here. Big breath in, arms up. Okay, with your exhale here, drop your hands in front of you, okay? And I want you to think of grounding your hips, pushing your hips back as you slide your fingers forward. So super grounded here. Slide your fingers just enough that you feel a nice opening across your back and hold right here. Just breathe. Remember, the hips are pressing down as the fingers press out. Maybe the forehead comes down, maybe not. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Increase the space around your ears. 2 more. Last breath here, nice and slow. Take your time, starting to walk yourself back up and in, hands walking back by your feet. Okay, lean back on your hands here. We're gonna point the knees up and come into a little windshield wiper moment here. Just kind of shaking out your knees side to side. Notice how your hips and your legs feel. All right, next time your knees point up, we're gonna pause there, grab behind your knees and just roll it all the way back to the floor. Here we are. Okay, still holding your knees in towards your chest. Reach between them. And then one hand on each shin. Think of pulling your knees downward. Pressing your shoulder blades into the floor, kind of flattening yourself on the floor. Notice if this feels nice in your low back or your hips. And then maybe if this feels pretty good, you'd like to move your hands a little further up to your ankles. Continue to press the body down. Think of lifting that sternum up. So back body press, front body lift. Maybe you want to grab the outsides of your feet, one in each hand. You decide. Okay, starting to press your shoulder blades really heavily down here. You can think about extending one knee, maybe just a little bit, and then bringing it back in. And try extending the other knee. Bring it back in. And then side to side, kind of exploring. Then maybe eventually you want to extend both feet, okay? And you can start to rock here, kind of cultivating a little kind of silly rocking movement. Continue to press your tailbone down, activate the floor down. Lift your heart up. And then maybe you want to play around with extending one knee a little more and then the other knee a little more, playing around with extra space you might open up. Maybe eventually you want to extend out through both and give yourself a nice stretch across the backs of the legs. We'll take one more breath here in your happy baby pose, just however you like. And then slowly release that, just kind of melt out of it. Allow your legs to extend and your hands to come down next to your hips. And spread yourself out, get nice and long, soft on the floor. Allow your breath to slow down. Allow your body to get soft. Just let the breath let go. Let your whole self let go here. And again, just be. Allow all tension in your face to drain away. Allow your jaw to hang open like you're sleeping very deeply. With so much extra softness in your forehead, your eyes melt down into your head. Allow each breath to free your body from any remaining tension. Each breath bringing in new, fresh, clean potential. And each exhale, cleaning your body and your mind of any unwanted gunk. Please give yourself as long as you can just to rest here and be. And let your practice soak in and wash over you. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for joining me.